Hey everybody, we're here. Welcome to Painting with Eric from FryMinis. Today we're going to paint the young silver dragon. So this is from WizKids. This is Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures, the unpainted line, of course. And this is the young silver dragon. So it is supposed to be large, but it's the mini's kind of big, so the base is actually going to be a huge base. I really like to paint the chromatic dragons because the chromatic dragons are super simple to paint because they're supposed to just look like metal. So that's why we're going to paint this one today. It'll be pretty straight forward, pretty clear. I will have a little bit of fun with some of the different silvery colors. Here's what it's supposed to look like according to the box, but I think we're actually going to go a little bit lighter and we'll have a little bit of a blue tint on here. So here, let's do a little quick unboxing. So the camera's up close for the painting, so we'll keep it there. So fancy. All right, so just like anything else, cardboard back. This one is stuck in here. Ooh, looks like we might need to, this is too bright. We might need to change the camera settings here. And then we got our base, or the base, the flying base, I guess. And then we've got the actual base for these. WizKids, I like a lot of WizKids stuff. I don't super love the flat bases, so we're actually going to use one of Reaper's bases. I just like the elevation on there. I can't really give you a reason. I just do. But we are stuck in here. We've got these little plastic things. So we'll grab some scissors from the junk drawer. Give those a little snip. Try not to launch it in your eye. And take them out. Alright, I'm going to switch the camera settings. That was going to take 1 second. So in the meantime, what's everybody up to tonight? Is that better? That's a little bit better. All right, we can see some detail now. So if you don't know, we are currently running a giveaway. We're coming in on 500 YouTube subscribers. This is a huge milestone for me. I'm really excited to finally be inching in on here. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and enter. It's bit.ly/FryMinis500. You can go on there. It's a Gleam link. It's totally free to enter. I'm giving away gift cards for Amazon, $100 Amazon gift card, DM's Guild, Miniature Market, Huge Minis, and Reaper Minis. So great ways to win some mini and D&D related prizes, or maybe the Amazon gift card, which you can use on almost anything. I'm making tacos for Taco Tuesday. Better lighting, thank you. Tacos for Taco Tuesday sounds like a pretty good deal. Okay, so the challenge, I think, oh yeah, this is a lot better. The challenge we're going to have with this guy, I love his mohawk though, is in the wings here, because these are really, really tight, and getting a brush in there with any sort of detail is going to be a challenge. So maybe we can spread these out a little bit. What do you think, chat? Should we try to spread these out with the heat gun? I think we can get away with it. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, yes, no, any sort of response here, and we'll see what we can do. I won't burn the house down, I promise. But in the meantime, what we'll be doing is we're going to use, for our base coat, we've got a couple different silvery colors we're going to use. We're going to use the lightest one here, Crusader Silver. Or actually, maybe that's not the lightest one. With the metallics, you always got to give them a shake because they settle kind of funny. You should always shake your paints, but these in particular, leave them. It's just gonna be so hard to get in there. I don't know. Maybe we'll have a little sloppy jalopy. Okay, so yeah, okay, plan sticks. So we're going to use the blade steel, the medium color one. We're going to use this as the base coat for all of it, right? And then we're going to use this Crusader Silver, which is a little bit lighter. I'm not sure how effective it'll be, but we're going to try it on his tummy to give him a brighter tummy. And then we're going to take the Blackened Steel. These are all Reaper paints. And we're going to use that on his back, on his spine. And then after that, what we're going to do is we're going to get a little crazy, and we're going to use some blue tone from Army Painter on the wings. So we'll give the fleshy bits of the wings a kind of a blue tint there. And I think that's all we're going to do with that. And then we're going to go break it down real hard, I guess, with with some black wash. And that's going to bring out all these tiny little cracks and stuff after we fill them up with these silvers. And the black wash on a silver paint looks phenomenal. So that should look good. And then after that, we will do a little bit of dry brushing, first with some concrete gray, and then we'll go light with some pure white, and that'll bring us back into the silvery white highlights. And then on top of that, we're going to do the base. Silver dragons like to live in mountains, high mountains, and it's got some rocks on there already. But we're going to use some huge minis, snow, and then some huge minis blue flowers, which should tie us back into the blue on the wings. So I think that'll work. I think it's going to look good. Let's get this. Well, I don't know. I'm torn, but I guess I asked for a vote and we've got a vote. So here we go. Now with something like this, we can afford to be a little kind of all over the place. We don't need to have a lot of worry about being accurate because we're literally coating the entire thing in one color here. So we're going to take that blade steel. Waiting for game to start, but hello Eric, hello Kristen. Welcome aboard. Glad you could pop in. I thought I'd try a stream at a different time. And so you were able to make it in for a second. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Make sure you enter the contest. Okay, so we're going to end. Because of what should be a pretty quick one here, we're just going to use these paint cups instead of a wet palette. Wet palette is superior. No questions asked, hands down. But this is a lot quicker. Let's see, where's our water? And we're going to dilute that silver. So metallics, a lot of times you don't want to dilute, but we're going to do it anyway because we might do multiple coats with the silver. We'll see how it stands up. So we've just got it in a dirty cup, and we're going to mix it together with a brush. And like I said, we're going to be very fancy with this one. This is one of the reasons I picked this guy. So we're just going to go in and just start coating them. Those little bubbles, those air bubbles, that's because this brush is pretty big, but those will go away. We'll get rid of those. Yay, stream. DC Artificer, aka Mr. Mike. How are you doing, sir? Welcome aboard. We're painting a mini. We're painting the silver dragon. One of the very first, actually the very first dragon I ever painted was the Pathfinder. It's the WizKids, but it was the Pathfinder silver dragon. But I painted it as a blue dragon because at the time I didn't know there was a difference between dragon physiologies. Has anyone made a Bob Ross reference yet? Because of the flannel? Jameson, because of the flannel? If so, thank you. I appreciate it. I welcome it. Yeah, I'm already regretting not splitting these wings out. This is tight. So, again, when you're painting a chromatic dragon, this is like the only time short of terrain or something that you're just going all in, whole hog, with just one big color everywhere. And you can do, like if you were really fancy, you would be doing non-metallic metal where you're not using an actual like shiny paint. But I am not that good to do an entire dragon in non-metallic metal. And anybody that is, my hat's off to you. You should spread. Yes, we did a vote. I don't think you're on yet. We did a vote about spreading those wings with the heat gun. Maybe I'll spread the other one. We'll keep this one here. Yeah, let me just finish this guy, and we'll see if we can get away with it. I just meant the live painting thing, but yeah, the flannel pretty too. Cool. Live painting, I don't, have I done a live, like a solo live painting? I think I actually, the very first stream I ever did was solo painting. But I took it down because it was not good because I had no clue what I was doing. But usually I'm here painting with Julie. This one I wanted to try by myself, so I am sorry that I have deprived the world of a little more Julie, but that's where we're at. Okay, so we're gonna give that wing a second, and I completely agree about the heat gun. So let me grab that. I'll be right back. It's 2 seconds. It's right over here. Oh, I've actually got it taped up so I won't be able to move it. So let's see. How should we do this? We'll just run it. I'm going to keep talking. We'll see if you can hear me, and we'll keep our fingers crossed. Let me turn it on. This shouldn't take long. Everybody knows the best way to do a live stream is to not be on it. Okay, we're getting hot. I'm trying to point this wing. I think I might add another webcam over here. We're getting soft. It's working. All right, y'all. Here, let's stream. Let's take a look at this. So we see how floppy this wing is now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold it down, and I don't have any stream of water, so we're just gonna blow on it. Ideally, this is good TV content, or this is very good content. I voted for not adjusting wing because the heat gun feels like a death wish. No. Okay. So everybody, this is blowing on minis with Eric. Well, I haven't put anything in that. Here, let's try it. I've got room temperature water. Oh, we can't get in. It was a total waste of time. What a failure. So I want everybody to take away this lesson that sometimes mini painting is an adventure. Sometimes we do things we didn't expect to do, and we end up in places we didn't plan on. But at the end of the day, we made it. PFO? Foo? PF Chang's? All right. So that while we wait for this wing to harden on its own, we're going to keep painting. Switch back. Dual setup on the heat gun and next to a hairdryer set to cool. Yeah, so I've just never had to do it on the fly. Normally I would do it ahead of time, but I wanted to have the unboxing at the start of the video. So yes, 1010 would watch again, but please channel Bob Ross, more Jameson. I will never not be thinking about now blowing nose. The sound of you blowing on the dragon. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing, y'all, but we're trying it. Okay, so we're back in. And we're just covering all of the primer, that nice Vallejo primer. And we'll leave that wing for last. It's still warm, though. You know, normally I like to use a mini holder, a stand, or a hand, whatever you call it. A little bit of tacky tape, but it's hard to do with these dragons that are this big, and they don't really have a point that I can just tack on. So we'll be juggling. We've thinned it down with some water. I'd up my donation for some sweet mini painting ASMR videos. Whispered to me, Eric. Jameson, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to be quiet in a voice. We'll see if it works. Peace and calm to you and yours. Did that work? Did I do it? I doubt it. All right. Are my notifications working? I think they are. I like this chat thing. I like that works. That's cool. Yeah. So remember, everybody, we're doing that giveaway. I'm gonna talk about this giveaway like non-stop. We're doing the giveaway March to 500. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of March. We're making great progress. We're getting there. We're at like 486. I believe that means we need 14 more to go. Obviously, the more we get, the better. I might need to lower that focus point. Yeah, let's just zoom out too. Adjustments on the fly. Yeah, how about that? Is that a little bit better? Yeah. Much better, I think. So it's just a big, fat, cheap old brush. Because right now, all we're focused on, and yeah, see, we're already hardening up on the wing. So I guess we'll do this tail last. That's a good handle. We fill them in. So I want to tell you all a quick fun story. So there's a group of RPG YouTubers that I am lucky to count myself amongst. And we've done like a bounce around video. So it's a bunch of like Anto from Icarus Games, Alan from the Dungeon Coach, all sorts of cool people. And one of them, his channel is No Fun Allowed. I'm on his Discord, and he did a sign. He's like, hey, anybody want to sign up to play some of the new module or adventures from Candlekeep Mysteries when it came out? And I clicked the little thumbs up button, and I didn't realize I had actually signed up for a game. So Sunday night, he messages me. He's like, hey, you got 1 hour and the game starts. And I had absolutely no clue because I'm a big old dork. But luckily, I already have a Roll20 account. I don't use it a lot, but I popped on there, made a level 10 half-orc champion fighter because I needed to make it quick. And I had a blast. It was really great. Check out No Fun Allowed. His videos are definitely a different style than mine, and he puts out daily, or at least he used to, puts out daily videos that are like full-on videos. I do the shorts every day, but I don't know how he does it. But as a DM, I thought he was great for like a, it felt like a good version of running through an Adventures League module. Not that those are bad, but like the best kind of it, where we just hopped in and it was only 3 players. We ran through it and we had a good time. We played along. It was really great. And just the whole like hop on now kind of aspect was a fun surprise. Have any of you played the new adventures from the Candlekeep Mysteries yet? I played I forget the exact name of it, but it was one with the genie. It was Zakarum Zephyr or something. It was a lot of fun. Where is my silver? Black and steel. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah. Awesome. Been wanting to get some metallic dragons. Can't wait to see how this turns out. Thank you. This is another awesome dude. The energy. Put a link to your channel in there, please. The energy you bring is like nuts. It's amazing in the best way. And I've got myself cranked up to like maximum right now. And that's still a quarter of the juice you bring. So hats off to high energy people. A lot of times I wish I was one. Oop, gotta water that back down. But not always. Today was a beautiful day in Texas. The weather, shiny. We had our windows shut to be clear, but it was nice blue sky. It was great. And anybody out there, if you don't know, we've got a Discord, FryMinis Discord. You can come hang out with us, talk on there. Every Friday night, we do a mini painting on Discord. So it's back and forth. So we all get on there and we share our videos as we chat and we paint. And it's a lot of fun. It's 8:30s Friday nights. If you need a link to the Discord, I've got a video all about it, or it should be in the description of this video. There should be a link. If there's not, check out my most recent regular video. My channel link, did it filter you out? I don't see a link. Ooh, we might have watered this one down a little too much now. Ooh, a little frothy. It's a fun time. Jerry Murphy is a champion of the Friday night Discord chat. Can't wait for those blacklist minis to finally show up so I can paint some more stuff. Every time I get one of those Patreon update emails, I'm so excited for it. If you all don't know, Blacklist Minis is a Kickstarter. They did a bunch of really cool minis for a shockingly low price, and they have continued to do more and more Kickstarters for other minis. But I haven't done any of those because I'm still waiting for that first one to show up, and we'll see how it goes. But it looks great. Maybe I should reach out to them, see if we can get a early release copy for the channel, since I did buy it. All right, I have the hard time now with this tail. Just this little bit. I've lost my the weight leverage. Has anyone ever fought or encountered a silver dragon? They're chromatic, so they're good guys. Well, they're good-ish, good-aligned dragons. So they theoretically, hopefully, you're not fighting them unless they're like corrupted or if you're evil or something. But I don't know that I've ever encountered a silver dragon. I can't recall an adventure that has a silver dragon. Lots of gold and brass and bronze. All right. Grab it that way now. And the fun thing with these is with the silver, with the metallic dragons, is you don't even have to do a wash, really. You could just call it here. But I do like to go a little bit more into it. Okay. I make noises sometimes. So that tail is good. Matthew Perkins, speaking of all-star champion YouTubers, one of my favorite Australian people, Matthew Perkins. Welcome, Matthew. Matthew does great videos. He's super nice, and he's just same thing. I guess this is my big opportunity or area of opportunity, is his attitude is just like beautifully pleasant. We have plenty of dragons in Australia. They're a pest. Like those toads. Is it a cane toad? Julie knows all about frogs and toads. I think it's cane toads that are a problem, right? But what we're doing today is we're just painting an extraordinarily simple to paint silver dragon. He's chromatic. We need to come up with a fun name. Anybody know a good silver dragon name? I like the dragon names from like Elder Scrolls, where they're like Narthalax. So many compliments. Yeah, thank you for hopping on here. I appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, so we're almost done there. Cool. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to wait for this paint to dry, which is a very fun activity, but we're not just going to stare at it the whole time. Let me clean off that brush real quick, clean up a little bit of area, and I just have the bronze. Need to get the rest. Yeah. So I have the bronze, but I haven't painted it. I did paint the gold. I love how this thing turned out. One of my favorite parts of this is actually how I did the ground. It looks like it's like gold in the ground, and the blue eye. But this one was literally just painted all gold, and then do a black wash. It's great. Metallics are the best to paint. Kind of the hardest part with the big ones here is how much paint they actually take up, which can be a challenge. All right. So while we wait for that, what do we want to do? Let's pull up. I want to show you the contest. Check this out. This is a cool thing. So gotta switch these windows around. I am not prepared for this, y'all. I'm sorry. This was a excitedly thrown together stream. Landing page. Go back. Show me the share. Let's see if I did it right. No, I did. I had it right the first time. Well, all right. How about that? There we go. Nice-eyed, blue-eyed gold dragon. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so this is the giveaway. So look at that. We've got just over a week left. Here, let's zoom in. So these are the prizes we're doing. Gift cards, DM's Guild, 10 $5 gift cards, 4 $10 gift cards for miniature. How is your picture so clear? What kind of camera are you using? I have two. I've got this camera and then the camera above me, and those are Canon M200s. I think they are the secret sleeper of cameras for streaming. They have clean HDMI out. They're $500 each, which, I mean, that's a lot of money, but in relation to camera stuff, it's nothing. This particular lens here is a Sigma 16 millimeter f1.4, so that was like $300. That's why, great intro, thank you. That's why Patreon is so critical to being able to do this. Patreon gives me money, so that way we can keep doing stuff like this and buying stuff and buying books and buying minis and camera gear. And then up top, we've got another Canon M200 with a, what is that, an 18 to 150 millimeter lens. So that lens is not a super high quality lens, but it gives me that really great zoom to come in and out. This one has no zoom. Okay, so patreon.com/FryMinis. If you haven't already, check it out. So the contest, 10 $5 gift cards for DM's Guild, 4 $10 gift cards for Miniature Market, 5 $10 gift cards for Reaper Mini. Most of my minis I paint are either WizKids or Reaper, and virtually all my paints I use are from Reaper. 3 $20 gift cards to Huge Minis. So Huge Minis, that's all the basing material, so the snow and the mud and the flowers. And I actually, if you're interested in Huge Minis, I have a referral code, and you can get 20% off your order. I've got a link in the description of this video. It should be as live, so I'm not 100% sure that, but if not there, check out one of my regular videos. Is that a DSLR as a streaming camera? Oh, right, it's a mirrorless. It's a mirrorless. It's not a DSLR, but it's a good camera. I didn't know you could do that. I use a webcam for streaming, and it's consistently not great. Yeah. So I have a capture card. I have an AverMedia capture card. It's got dual input, and that's like a card inside my PC. And so those go right in there, and then that talks to OBS. I'm using Streamlabs right now. Alternatively, check this out. So if you have a camera, this is called a Camlink by Elgato. Camlinks are amazing. So it's USB on one side, and then the other side is HDMI. So you plug your camera, your real camera, into this, and then plug this into your computer, and then your computer now sees this as an input, but your camera is talking to this. So that way, even if your camera can't normally talk to the computer, now it can. It's super cool. Donation, Julie, TBH, glad. Oh, what did that say? I missed it. TBH, glad I don't have to be on the stream. I think that's what she said. Normally Julie's on the stream with me. She has now paid $20 to not be on the stream with me. So thank you for that. But the Cam Link, this is only like $100, 100, 130 or something like that. And it's great. Now, the one thing you want to look out for is for the camera, if it supports clean HDMI out. So the M200 does, and I think that's going to be your best option, low price option to get that. If it doesn't have HDMI out, those little, like the little overlay with like the camera settings and the focus and all that stuff, that will transfer through and it'll be unusable for any quality stuff. So that's camera dependent. If you want to talk about that later, let me know. I'm happy to walk you through that. And then the last big one, a $100 Amazon gift card for Amazon. And it's running for another week. You get a bunch of different ways to enter. You can subscribe, you can visit me, you can, this one right here, check it out. Who's your favorite YouTuber? Fill that out. And it might be a fun experience for whoever is the most popular YouTuber, because I'm going to let them know. And then you can follow, retweet, do all these different things. And if you're an existing patron, or if you become a patron, you get an extra code for 10 extra entries. And you can only get that as a patron. And of course, daily entries to gain more. Super cool, super easy. bit.ly/FryMinis500, or I've got the actual Gleam link everywhere, everywhere I can put my stuff. So check it out. I think it's pretty fun, pretty cool. Anyone ever tell you your logo looks like a Yahtzee cup and a fry cup? Oh no. Yeah, it's supposed to look like a French fry cup. I've got a French fry cup tattooed right here. And yes, I believe somebody has told me it looks like a Yahtzee cup. But I've never played Yahtzee, so I'm okay with that. But thank you. I appreciate it. Go enter the contest. Okay, let's see. How are we doing? Now, a fun thing when you're painting is sometimes you miss things. And sometimes that's like the worst feeling. Where are we at? Okay, so you might be able to see it. I missed this edge. And luckily, I've caught it now before it goes anywhere. So the real worst feeling is when you're finally finished, everything's done, you put it right in front of your camera to take your actual, here's my finished mini pictures, and you realize you missed under the arm or back behind a cloak or something. So I'm able to fix it here, so I'm happy about that. But if you ever miss an area, don't feel bad. You are not alone. That is very, very common. Just ask Julie. Shade. Oh, game on. What a what a shock. Yahtzee cup. Well, thanks for joining though. Thank you. These weekday streams, these are better than the weekend streams. Weekend streams are tough. We're gonna fill, got a little bit of wing bits there. See, we missed the top, the roof of his mouth, and then it's one of the benefits of this one color is we can just jam it in his mouth. Okay. So we're good. All right, so I just touched the top I did. While we wait for that part to dry up real quick. What do you want to talk about? Give me 2 minutes for that to dry. One of the things I'm really excited for is there's another channel. I didn't mean for this to be a channel shout out day, but here we are. And actually I'm a little embarrassed. I'm not sure how to say it. Lubuffin. So there's a lady named Luna who has a channel, also an Australian. She is going to do an amazing video where she paints a miniature. I don't want to steal her thunder, so I won't say which one. But she's going to paint a miniature using one of my videos as like as a guide, as a plan. And I think that's absolutely amazing. I'm totally blown away that she would do that. I think that's absolutely awesome. And I'm so excited to see it. If you ever want to use this as a video, as a training video, apply paint, end of video. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe. We're trying to hit that 500 by the end of the month, and we're getting close. Okay, so we're going to flip him over, and now we're going to work on his tummy. So we are going to switch over to Crusader Silver. So this one's a little bit lighter. This is from the Pathfinder series, actually. Not that that matters for much of anything. And I'm not sure how different this is going to look in reality versus the other silver, but we're going to try it. I love these little pink boogers. Just take it off and save it for later. First glance, I think this is not going to be very different, but that's okay. So what we'll do is we're going to mix in a little bit of white. See if that works. I don't think I've ever actually mixed a regular paint in a metallic. Just do a little drop. So fingers crossed on that one. We'll mix. And yeah, so just remember when you're painting, like if you don't have the exact color you need, just make it. Okay, so wish me luck. We're just gonna start on some of these scales. Yeah, it looks like this will be different enough. And this is what's probably going to take the longest, is doing these neck scales. And so again, we could have skipped this whole step and just had one silver and it would have looked totally fine. But I like to go sometimes one more step. And if you haven't heard my I have mixed regular and metallic. It was fine. Thank you, Julie. I believe in a 2-step rule for minis. A 3-foot rule and a 3-inch rule. So does the mini look fine at 3 feet away, so it's on the table, or at 3 inches away, so it's like a art masterpiece kind of mini? I am not good enough to do art style, high-end quality things. So I am absolutely a 3-foot rule person. I want a mini to look good, but I'm not going to burn a dozen hours on a mini. I'm not going to spend a week on any one. Now, if I'm doing like a contest, like in a show, like for ReaperCon or something, sure. But just for like a regular kind of mini, I want it to look good enough on the table that it looks fine. I often finish using one color, then add a lighter or darker shade to whatever leftover I had. It makes me feel like I get a dimensional look without having too wild of a color scheme. Absolutely. That's a great point, and I completely agree with you. That is a phenomenal point. Thank you. Because that way, you're still in that same tonal range. You're not switching between like a navy blue and a neon blue. You're just going different tones of blue. Works out. Let's see. I am a little worried that this isn't going to be even as different as this is noticeable after we do that wash. Because Reaper Black Wash is so dark. And that's what I want for this one. But it's going to kind of obliterate any difference here. But we'll still finish what we've already started. Painting the under bits here. One of my favorite parts of any mini I've ever painted is Reaper has a Hellhound set, and they all are dogs that have not been fixed. So painting those little nutty buddies was the most ridiculous thing I've ever done. So we're not doing anything too crazy here. We're literally just coating these scales in this white silver mixture because we're going to rely on that wash to do the heavy lifting for us. Yeah, we might need to do 2 coats of this lighter color. And that's okay. Oh. Looks like we missed a bit. Thanks for catching that, chat. People say that. Is that what I'm supposed to say if I'm talking to you? Do I say chat? They chat. Works for me. I also, one of my next steps is I need to figure out how to get music. I want to get some Spotify, some copyright free tunes popping through here. Figure that out. I was thinking about doing Harris Heller's lo-fi stuff. He always talks about stream beats. Yeah, so we're going to do that second coat on this. I think it's going to help us out. Does anybody else use the 3-foot 3-inch rule? I don't think I made it up. Pretty sure I heard it somewhere, but if you know who made it up, let me know. I'd love to give credit. All right, yeah, you can see how the color difference is working. So it's good shape. I don't do very many solo streams, so this is a strange experience for me. Usually I have the blessing of having Julie here. Let's see. All right, we're doing more Dragon Junk. What's the 3-inch, 3-foot rule? So you have a mini. How much time do you want to spend on it? How good do you want it to look? You determine that, for me, 3-foot or 3-inch. So do you want it to look good looking at it 3 feet away on the table, or 3 inches away as you're inspecting it in like an art showcase? The super high-end people that do absolutely amazing jobs painting, but a lot of them will spend days, like a month on a single mini. And that's cool. I am a 3-inch or a 3-foot rule person. I want it to look good on the table. I want to paint it just enough so it looks cool, it's impressive. People see it and they say, oh, that looks cool. And that's it. That's all I'm going for. I use the does this bring me joy versus am I tired of looking at this rule to determine when I'm done. Yes, that's another good stick to measure by. Should that be a video one day? 3-inch, 3-foot? Maybe a short. I mention it in most of my painting videos, so I don't know that I would do a standalone. All right, so that's looking better. You can definitely see a difference there. And I think we'll do the blue wash that we're going to do on the wings. I think we'll do that on the spine rather than doing that other silver, because I think that's going to take a little more time than I wanted to spend on this guy. I keep saying guy, but it's a dragon. Did we come up with any silver dragon names yet? Parthenax. We'll figure something out. Okay. I think it's time. Everything is content to a video. Thank you, Matthew. That's the inspiration, the motivation I need. Okay, so this is where I want everybody to take a screenshot. Bob Ross. I'd like everybody to take a screenshot, because at this point, this is where we have a perfectly happy mini, but we're going to try an adventure. We're going to go on a journey with this and see where it takes us. So this looks good. This looks fine, right? This is kind of like a toy. I think this is kind of like what you'd see somewhere where it's like whatever. It's okay. Oh, that's all dried up. Missed a little wing spot there, but that's okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the wash. And this wash, I'm going to tell you, this is going to change it so dramatically that it's going to, especially when it's wet, it's going to look like crazy. But we got to wait for it to dry, and then we'll do 2 dry brushes. Dry brushes, when you get a little bit of paint on your brush, wipe most of it off, and then you just go across the raised edges. And so now your wash will be in your dark crevices. That'll be your shadow. And the dry brush will bring out our highlights. So that's going to give us more depth. So bear with me, trust in the process. Fun fact, Eric does not know how to whisper. I suspect he is physically incapable. Yeah, that's one of the reasons with this, how we rearranged the office, rather than putting up more sound baffling, I put more soundproofing. So it helps a little bit, but it is more aimed at blocking sound rather than stopping reverberations. All right, so this is going to take a ton of wash. We're going to fill this up twice probably. Okay, so we're going to use that same just crazy thick, actually, we're going to step it up. We're going to go even bigger. These are brushes that Julie got somewhere, I don't know where, but they work great for these kind of whatever jobs. Cross your fingers. Okay. Ooh, I still get nervous when we do this. Let's hold by wing while we can. So remember, this is going to look too dark right now, but just bear with me. Although, you know what? Didn't I say I was going to do the blue wash first? I think I did. I got them at Blick years ago. Cool. Oh yeah, that's the problem with this brush. It splits. Get it in the mouth. So maybe we're not going to have that blue tinge after all. We'll see. Ooh, that's looking cool. So you see now the detail that brought out versus over here. Like, this looks fine, but look, that's 1,000 times better. Black isn't too bad. It looks like one of the steel colors from Reaper, Age Steel, and there is a dark one. Oh, yeah, there's a steel wash, which is like a grayish. So I'm not going any particular direction. we're just coating it all. Just like how we coated it all in silver, we're coating it all here. And we don't want to leave too much anywhere. So we want to keep it kind of thinned out so it sits in the deep bits. I am very glad that we did that wing split because, geez Louise, that was tight. Okay. And remember, we're going to bring back the overall brightness with that dry brushing if we do it right. Lots of bubbles here. Try to get those out. If you could only do one, a wash or a dry brush ever again, what would you do? I would keep washes. Washes feel like cheating, but I don't care. Dry brush is great, and if I had to get rid of washes, that'd be fine. But if I get the choice, washes for life. I think there is a steel colored paint that is a darkened steel paint or something. I mean this as a compliment. Oh yeah, yes. There's I think you're right. I think it's literally called darkened steel. All right, I need some more paint or more wash. I've never heard somebody putting a wash in a wet palette before. I don't think people do that. Getting behind those ears that they totally didn't miss with paint. Get all those feetsies. Back of them. Make sure we didn't miss anything up here. And one thing when you're doing a heavy wash like this is you can get pooling. So always double check and look back that you don't just have like a big pile of it somewhere because that'll not look great. So let's try it this way. Sitting them down. And with how he's sitting right here upside down like this, sometimes the paint will rub off of where it was. So we just touch up those little spots, and that's not a big deal. All right. Yeah, see, that's that pooling we're talking about right there. Make sure we get everywhere. Top of his head a little bit more. And yeah, night and day difference, right? Now he's looking more like he's made out of metal. So we will let that sit there for a minute again. Luckily, these thin coats of paint, thin washes dry pretty quick, so not too much waiting to do. And in the meantime, we're going to do the base. Unless y'all want to talk about the giveaway, some more bit.ly/FryMinis 500, enter to win a bunch of cool gift cards as we try to get up to 500 subscribers. Please like and subscribe. Thanks. Yeah, okay, so we're going to do our concrete gray. I got to head off and get back to writing. I'll hit you up about the streaming setup. Absolutely happy to help. Have fun with your Dragon Mate. Thank you, Matthew Perkins. Everybody, Matthew Perkins. Thank you. Shaking up our gray. And this is what we're just going to coat down here with. So we'll do a little preview, actually, of the dry brushing. Okay, let's him over. Yeah, that's what happens when you hold the minis. But sometimes you might consider using gloves. Those little like nitrile gloves or whatever. Those are helpful. So this isn't actually gonna, because the primer here is that Vallejo kind of gray off-white. We're not doing a lot, but just gives it a little difference, I guess. Because this will be a mountain, like a rocky mountain top. And then we'll do little puffs of snow. I've never done just puffs of snow. I figured we'd try it. It was so in that game, in No Fun Alloved's game, I really enjoyed playing. It was a fun, because it was a one-off, so you're not worried about anything, and we it was just like everybody's having fun. I know that's a great description. So my whole thing, I was a great axe, right? Just like lean into that orkiness, and at the start I was like, oh, do we have any magic items? Because these are just one-off characters. And he did a roll, and the only magic weapon we ended up with was a classic item, Trident of Fish Command. So I had that. And I've got some funny stories, but I think they might ruin the spoil the story for that. But it was a really great weapon to have for that adventure. And I definitely feel like there was some little tweaking of the adventure to fit that. So I just won again. That was I had a blast playing that. And I had a sailor, or I had the pirate background. So I was just this grumpy orc guy. Not too creative, but just had some fun with it. I always love to do a voice. And even if nobody else at the table is doing a voice, I love to do a voice. I feel like, and you don't have to do voices, of course, but I feel like if one person's really sticking to that voice, it might get everybody else in the mood to kind of go for it. And I think voices are fun. I think voices bring a lot of immersion and kind of get you involved with it a little bit. And truthfully, I feel like voices are a great way to delineate between when a character says something versus when a party member, when a player says something. Because you all know we've had that conversation where you're talking about what you're going to say to the bad guy, but you're not using a voice from normally. So then the DM is just like, oh, okay, yeah. So he responds, blah, 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 blah. So if you do anything I say in character voice is in character and my character saying it, easy to understand. Anything I say in player voice, in my voice, is us just like talking amongst ourselves. Got it. I think that's a good way to do it. Okay, so I'm actually going to get that steel. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a different paint from the wall. All right. We have grabbed Stonewash. So we'll do that. So that's kind of a gray. And we'll do that on here once that's dried up a little bit. So it looks like that silver difference isn't super noticeable. And that's okay. Not everything's going to work out exactly as you'd like. Let's see. And once it starts to dry a little bit, you can see if there's any areas you missed. Looks like right there on that shoulder, we can get a little bit more. Ooh, a lot bit more. I think my brush wasn't totally dry there. Those toes. Overall, I think we're okay. So the downside of doing a wash to a dry brush is you have to wait for it to totally dry. Otherwise, you're just going to get a mess. All that corporate role playing and training's paid off. You feel silly, but lean into the character. Yeah. I love role play. I love doing a kind of like a wacky voice. Or kind of orc. I don't have that many voices. One time I had a barbarian named Man. And yeah, he was basically kind of like a Youper. Yeah, you know. Not even a Youper, a Wisconsin, Minnesotan kind of guy, person. Yeah. I'm not great at it. And you don't have to be good at voices. You just have fun with it. But I tuned into a stream last night, a Realmsmith stream, and I was aghast that somebody else was doing that voice. And of course somebody's going to do that voice. I had never experienced somebody else doing it. But that's okay. Okay. Let's see. How are we doing on our March to 500? So we are at 486. So we're there. That's okay. We're getting there. Enter the contest. 23. 3 more entries have come in. My French accent. Oh. What was the character's name? Provel Camembert, the famous monster hunter. He is here to get the trophy and go home to his chateau. That was a fun one. That one was sustainable when I was in the mood. And that's an important part, I think, about doing an accent voice is sustainability. And it's okay, too, if you just do a voice kind of like... Again, it's okay if you don't do a voice at all. But maybe consider doing like an establishment of a voice. So like at the start of the session or the campaign, do just like a little bit with the voice so people can in their head know what to hear, what they're expecting from your character. And then for like particular moments, swap back into it. But you don't have to do everything in character if you don't want to. Every player, every game, everybody's different. Okay. So, yeah, we'll just keep waiting on that. But this one was super thin coat, right? So that's good. So we're going to bring in some of that stone wash. And let's see. Yeah, that's gray. That's good. All right, there we go. There's our gray. And we're just doing the same thing. We're going to try to bring out what little detail there is in this. Looks like we weren't totally dry, but that's fine. And so you can see we've got the, with the reflection, you've got the divots a little bit more. Visible. Visible. Gotta get visible. Let's see. Almost done with that. Okay. So we'll let that dry. But the paint, wash, dry brush combo, classic. And that will get you through almost any kind of painting. Find the rhythm of speech for a character is as important as the voice transformation. They're speaking at a different pace or using different words than your normal self can be great. Yeah, so obviously I'm blah, 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 blah. But if I were to go maybe a little softer and a little spaced out, it's pretty different. Example like that. Okay. So we're playing the waiting game. Very exciting. In the meantime, I'm going to show you all something else. Something really cool. Give me 1 second to get it pulled up. This is a thing we did a video on. And I want to give a sneak peek that how you can get it as a PDF. If I can find it. So I'm a lifelong Mac user. And to do all this stuff, I've recently built this PC. And one thing I really miss is Finder was so great because you could just search. And it would search the whole computer instantly. And this doesn't do that. It's not terrible or anything, but it's a very different experience. Oh, you know what? I'm going to show you something even else. Let's see. Here we go. So share. Let's see. Check this out. So this is something that I think I need to make more awareness. Whoa, we're not sharing. My Stream Deck has stopped responding. There we go. So this is a very helpful one-pager that I use constantly in real life. So this is my mini guide to conditions. It's available for free on the DMs Guild. It is a one-page reference guide to all the conditions. So it's, let me zoom in here. And these are in alphabetical order, which is something that I find a lot of these kind of condition guides don't have. So this is great for new players, for experienced players, just for anybody that can forget the specific details of the thing. So if somebody says, oh, you're paralyzed, what exactly is the difference between paralyzed and stunned, right? So alphabetical order, boom, 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 boom. Here's your status, paralyzed, and you've got all the specifics of it. This is incapacitated is italicized because that's another status. So we can head on over to incapacitated, and it tells you right there. Your status is invisible. Your status is jumping. All this stuff is covered right here. You can print it out. You can look at it as a PDF. I think it's pretty cool. In the description for the video, I should have a link to my postings on the DMs Guild where you can download it. But it's completely free. Very convenient. This is probably my most real-life used document I've ever made. Do any of you use documents like this? Any way to help you keep up to date on your differences of statuses? Your cover? A lot of DMs use cover. A lot of DMs don't use cover. I like cover. I don't do flanking, but I do cover. That's here. Climbing. Just a one-page cheat sheet. It's very exciting. But it works out. It's great. Okay, so here we go. All right, bar touch. So this is one of my homebrew races. So this, the only way to get this PDF is to be a patron. I'm going to show you a preview of it here. We did a video on it one time, but if you're a patron of a certain tier, you get access to this. So this is kind of like Mind Flayer. This is kind of aberrant. This is you've been touched by space, by elder horrors, by spooky stuff. So far touched. The whole idea is you're transformed by your experience with these, with the outer, just incomprehensible horrors that you've experienced. It might be you personally. It might be somewhere kind of like a sorcerer. It might be down in your family line, something like that. But you've been affected by this. You get these cool. Here, let's go into the full fit to width scrolling. You get these far touch foibles where you have like these little things, that little jitters for you. We made some custom racial feats for it. You get these special. You get languages. You get your original, but you were transformed. So maybe you used to be a dwarf or a human or an elf, and you can still look generally like one of these, but you are now far touched. You replace your current race, and all of this was made before all the changes to racial stuff that WizKids is or Wizards of the Coast is going through. So intelligence, charisma. You get message as like telepathy. Find familiar. It bursts out of your chest or something, kind of like Alien. That's Julie's favorite part. And then the main thing here is Eldritch Manifestation. So you get this like physical change, like you grow tentacles or your limbs stretch out, little things. And what those do is those each give you that cosmetic change and a skill proficiency. And you get resistance to mental, to psychic damage. But you can get feats. We have 2 feats, and one of those feats leans in on that manifestation. Just pop in and say hi and have a great stream before I support him and go make dinner. Thank you. We're waiting for our paint to dry on our silver dragon. We're finding some time to take a look at something. The silver dragon will be back in business. We're waiting for him to dry up, and then we will get to dry brushing. So thank you. You'll get all the abilities from your thing, from your manifestation. You'll get all the cosmetic things. You still only have the one proficiency, but that proficiency now becomes expertise. And the other one is you get kind of like a warlock. You get basically devil sight to 30 feet, and you get advantage on intelligence and charisma saving throws. 2 little racial feats. Kind of cool stuff. Far touch, only patrons can get it. All right, let's go back to painting. I think we're at a dry brush situation enough, and I think we scared away enough viewers. Yeah, my stream deck's not working. All right, here we are. Even then, we're still not totally dry, but we can do some. So dry brush, you've got a particular brush you're going to use. You're going to use your dry brush. This we're going to use. This is Citadel. This is the big one because we've got a lot of surface area here. So you got this coarse, short brush. We're going to get some more paper towel. Always keep paper towel in hands. You never know when you're going to need it. Okay, so what we do is we have our paint. Oh, and actually, we're going to use our concrete gray. Squirt it in. We take our brush. Get some on there. Right? So there we go. And then we waste paint like no other time in our lives as we get almost all of it off. So see, and now we just take it and you try to go along the area that will get you the most like texture. Like you don't want these lines go this way, right? So you want to go this way. And it might be hard to see. And if you ever get a little too much, you can just rub it off. But in person, we're getting there. And this silver is kind of like our base layer of this until we get into the white paint. That's going to be the main show. Yeah, we're not really dry enough. Always great when things don't work how you want on a stream. That's okay. So at this point, we're really just kind of brushing it on. Doing our best to go across all the lines. All right, yeah, I think that gray is not going to be what we need. So we're going to add some white. If you're just tuning in, we're painting a silver dragon. We are currently dry brushing it to bring out some of our highlight. Stir, 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 stir. This monster brush steals most of the paint. All right, cross your fingers. All right, yeah, I don't know if it's combing through, but yeah, we're definitely doing better now. That color was just too close. Yeah. It's okay to use your fingers. So when you get it, wings in particular are great because if you get those smudges in the middle, it's kind of like the wing texture. Yeah, so if anybody's looked at what the silver dragon looks like in the monster manual, it's not just pure like chrome. It's got a little bit of colory whitish gray to it. So I think we're in really good shape. Looks good, thank you. Needed that one. I was a little nervous for a minute. Now, one thing I think I'll do with this guy that we won't be able to do on the stream is give him a shiny spray varnish to bring back some of that shine. Okay. I think he's looking pretty great. Yeah, I think this base is going to be a little bit while more. I think that base is going to be a while before it dries up. So I think in that case, so what we'll still do is we'll do a little dot for his eye, and that'll be real simple. The base, I don't, like I said, I don't think, I'm surprised his crest isn't meant to be a different color. It's not really, but that's what we were going to do with the blue, but somebody forgot to do that. The metallic dragons are meant to look like moving metal. So it really, I don't know. But I had planned to use that blue wash. But at this point, the blue wash would be too much for it because we've already done all the other steps. So we'll just have to get another one. Do that again. We'll still do the basing on the base with the snow, and then we'll put that on there, and we'll use the blue flowers, all that huge mini stuff. But I think we're gonna call it for today. And so if you want to see how it turns out, check me out on Instagram, FryMinis on Instagram. So we'll get this posted probably next week. So next Tuesday or Thursday. I post there every Tuesday and Thursday. If you haven't already, please enter the contest. It runs through the end of March, bit.ly/FryMinis500. We're trying to get up to 500 subscribers on YouTube. We're almost there. Just need your help to get a little bit further. If you want to support the channel, then please do consider it. Check out Patreon, patreon.com/FryMinis. You can get all sorts of cool stuff and join us on Discord for hanging out, talking, learning whenever we're going to do anything else. And then every Friday night we do live painting. So thank you so much for spending some time with me this evening. I had a lot of fun. Silver Dragon is a cool one. WizKids, thanks for making cool minis. You didn't send it to me or anything. If you ever do want to, let me know. Happy to take it. Great finish to the stream. Okay. Thanks, everybody. See you later.